Hi everyone, I'm Russell Crawford, the Executive Dean of the School of Science at RMIT, and I warmly invite you all to this version of It's Elemental, the game show. I won't ask any hard science questions. I will ask questions about the history of some elements, how some elements matter to our daily lives, and the elements in pop culture. We have two teams of contestants. One team consists of staff members and the other has students. First, introducing the students team, we welcome Tanya Page.
Hello.
Jeremy Laundry.
Hello.
Georgia Sinclair.
Hey.
Welcome. And from the teachers team, we have Dr. Sue Maniam.
Hello.
Dr. Donia Friedman.
Hi.
And Dr. Stephen Heddy.
Hi everyone.
Welcome. There will be 3 rounds of questions. After each question, I will wait for the first person to hit their buzzer. If 2 people press it at almost the same time, our studio crew will tell us who really buzzed in first. Any team member can answer. If you get the question right, you get a point for your team. If you get it wrong, I will ask the other team to try to answer the question. Let's see who will win in this staff versus student showdown and move into round 1. As you are aware, we are celebrating the International Year of the Periodic Table in 2019. First question, who was the inventor of the periodic table? Stephen.
Mendeleev.
That's correct, Mendeleev. Now, while he was a Russian chemist, Dmitry Mendeleev is often the most cited as the inventor of the periodic table, and his table was the first that gained scientific credibility and the first to be organised according to periodic properties. In fact, Alexandre-Émile Bergier de Chancourtois, it's easy for me to say, was the first scientist to arrange the chemical elements in order of their atomic weights, but being a geologist, his concept of the periodic table did not get attention from chemists. So I guess you could say he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Right. The second question. In Australia in the early 1950s, there was a spike in the number of suspicious deaths of men around Sydney. There was a certain metal that was causing these deaths. All in early, Stephen.
Mercury.
That's incorrect. Other team.
Lead is responsible for a lot of...
Let's go with lead.
Yeah. Lead?
That's incorrect. Other team, a second try.
Arsenic? What did I say?
Arsenic.
Arsenic? Arsenic?
That's incorrect as well. Okay, so we have to move on. The answer was actually thallium. And in the 1950s, there was a chronic rat infestation problem with an overcrowded inner city suburbs, particularly around Sydney. Rat poison was therefore readily available over the counter. The rat poison was a form of thallium sulfate compound, and due to its availability, was being used by these women as a poison to kill their husbands. In the body, thallium replaces potassium, leading to the degeneration of the process that involves potassium that we normally have. Thallium was also the poison used in Agatha Christie's book, The Pale Horse. Okay, next question. Who wrote and sang the song The Elements?
Tom Lehrer.
Tom Lehrer is correct. Well done. Tom Lehrer was an American mathematics professor at Harvard, and the song includes all the elements that were known at the time of writing in 1959. You may not know is that Daniel Radcliffe, who starred in the Harry Potter movies, can sing the entire song, and did so at one stage on the Graham Norton show. Okay, next question. Who was named as element 76, iridium, in this year's Younger Periodic Table of the Elements competition? He's one of our own at RMIT.
Will Sullivan.
Will Sullivan is incorrect. It was, in fact, Oliver Jones.
Oh, shit.
Okay, next question. What scandal led to the retraction of a paper in the journal Physical Review Letters in 2002 and the dismissal of physicist Viktor Ninov? No? Nobody has that one? Well, oh, hang on. Stephen's going to have a go.
I remember something about duplicating the noise in the data in different papers, but there's a spike in...
No, what I'm getting from you is duplication of noise, full stop. Sorry about that. Okay, no,
That's what my wife said.
it was incorrect. It was discovered that Ninov manipulated data to make it appear that he had contributed to the discovery of element 118 when he hadn't. He was part of a team at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory who pursued the hypothesis that element 118 could be formed at relatively low energies by the collision of krypton-86 and lead-208.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, when other labs could not reproduce their results, an investigation into the case determined that Ninov fabricated the data. He was the only one not to support the retraction of the paper. Okay, our next question. It's a who am I? Oh, I'm glad you're enthusiastic, Stephen. Hand on the buzzer already. I am an element on the periodic table. Safe call. You've only got one chance in... Yes. I am found in aircraft engines, rockets, nuclear power stations, turbines, cutting tools, even artificial hip joints. Stephen.
Titanium.
Incorrect. I'll keep going and you're now out of it. The human body contains approximately 1 gram of me. I do not occur on Earth in free form. I am a component in some metalloproteins in the body, and investors have dubbed me blue gold. Best known as a blue dye for glass and pottery, my name is... All right, have another go.
Cobalt?
Cobalt is correct. Cobalt was used as far back as 2,600 years ago by the Egyptians to give sculptures their blue colour. Cobalt is primarily used today as an alloy in batteries and specifically as the cathode in lithium-ion batteries in the form of lithium cobalt oxide. Most cobalt was used for smartphone batteries, but with the drive for electric vehicles, the demand for its use in rechargeable batteries for electric cars has risen more. Okay, hands on buzzers. The next question. This is a very rare element, but it is in fact the second most common element in the universe. What is it on Earth? Stephen?
Helium.
That's correct. That's correct. Which element was thought to be behind the poisoning of the former Russian dissident Alexander Lubyanko in London in 2006?
Polonium. Do I have to say which atomic number?
Yes, you do.
239?
I have no idea because the answer's not up on here. We'll be back in a few minutes after a short break with round 2. Welcome back to It's Elemental. Now we begin round 2. Hennig Brand first isolated this element in 1669 by boiling down 1,600 litres of urine. He's a dedicated chemist. What is the common element?
Nitrogen.
That's incorrect. Other team.
Phosphorus?
That's correct, phosphorus. Okay, next question. What is the only letter of the alphabet that does not appear in any of the element names? Up the back, we have...
J.
J is correct. We have the element symbols are derived from German, Latin or Greek, or the Latinization of the name or place where the element was discovered. Q may be also considered as correct. However, before an element is formally named, it is given a temporary name, which is based on its atomic number. If it had a 4 in it, it would have had quad in its name. That's why element 114 was initially named ununquadium. It's easy for you to say, until being formally known as flerovium. Okay, next question. What is this a picture of? Which element? Anybody? Any Avengers fans?
Zirconium?
It's incorrect. I think congratulations, Stephen. I think you've had more incorrect answers than you've had correct ones. Now. Other team?
I don't know.
No question. The answer is actually iron. Iron Man Avengers.
Oh.
It's not gold, but it's called fool's gold because of its resemblance to gold. It actually is a combination of elements in the form of pyrite or iron sulfide. Okay. Which element may have lost Napoleon in the 1812 Russian campaign? Hint, it has to do with buttons.
Brass?
Incorrect. The answer is tin, and during the 1800s, tin was commonly used in many items. Tin switches allotropes in temperatures below 13.2 degrees Celsius, as the buttons on the soldiers' uniforms in Napoleon's army were made of tin. They froze and disintegrated in the cold winter temperatures, killing many of the soldiers through hypothermia. Okay, next question. What element will you find in slime, washing powder and cosmetics?
Silicon?
That silicon is incorrect. It's not a boring question. Which one do you think it would be? Students? I'm not boring you with this. Sorry?
Born.
Boring. Boring is correct. Well done. Okay, our next question. What is the name of the element with the longest name?
Good luck pronouncing it anyway.
Anyone? Have a go?
There are names there.
There's a periodic table in front of you, isn't it? You haven't got eyesight that good enough. Ernst.
PR one.
116.
If I told you Ernst, would that help?
Oh, yeah, Rutherfordium.
Rutherfordium, that's correct. Okay. Okay, next question. What is the rarest element naturally occurring on Earth? The rarest element. All of its isotopes are short-lived. Just like my career as a quiz show host. Yes, up the back there we have, who was that? Georgia.
Is it helium?
Helium, no, that's incorrect.
Francium?
Francium's incorrect. It is in fact astatine.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yes, it's a good substitute for sugar.
Well, we never said it.
In medieval times, alchemists were often the source of scientific ore. What 4 elements were thought to compose all elements of life? We have our friend Stephen down the front.
Fire, water, air, and
I'm going to have to ask you for I'm telling you, so what? I'm going to have to ask you for an answer.
space.
That's incorrect.
Would the last one be Earth?
That's correct.
Oh, why can I say that?
Have you never heard of the band Earth, Wind and Fire?
Yes, indeed.
And Earth? Okay, for this next question, we're going to show you a video of some magic. The spoon was made to disappear. What is that spoon made of?
I don't know.
Water, I think.
Oh, you wouldn't.
I'm just going to have a guess. Is it mercury?
That's incorrect. No, that would have already been in liquid. This is actually gallium, and that was the disappearing spoon question. The melting point of gallium is 29.8 degrees Celsius. So on a hot day or in hot water, it disappears, but it's actually just dissolved in the water. Not dissolved, but melted in the water. Okay, that was the last question from round 2. We're going to just do a score check here. The scores are now appearing on the screen. And we have students 4, teachers 2. There you go. So we can see where the dominance is. The dominance is at RMIT. Okay, we'll just take a short break, the last one, and we'll return with the final round in just a few minutes. Welcome back. That was our final break. We are now going into the final round. So I hope you are ready to go. I would suggest you put your fingers on the buzzers. This is going to be a bit of a lightning round. All right. Okay, the pop culture questions. The first one is, what metal is bonded to Wolverine's claws and skeleton? Who is that?
Adamantium.
Adamantium, very good, that's correct. Adamantium doesn't actually exist, but it's good anyway. What fictitious element has the unique ability of absorbing sound and was used in the construction of Captain America's shield? Yes? Who was that? That was you, yes?
Was it vibranium?
That's correct. Well done, the students are on fire. This might get you. In Star Trek, what is the element which allows warp speed travel?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Captain. The
Krypton drive?
That's incorrect.
Dilithium?
That's it. Oh, Captain. The dilithium crystals will never take it. In the movie The Fifth Element, what is the fifth element?
That space chick.
Yeah. Orange hair.
Yeah. What's it?
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis is incorrect. I would have taken the answer John McClane. No, I wouldn't. It is, in fact, Lilu or spirit, soul or love. So nobody got that one. Okay. In James Cameron's Avatar, what mineral, which sounds like an element name, is mined on Moon Pandora? Yes.
Unobtainium.
Unobtainium is correct. Given that you're getting all these correct and all the other ones incorrect, I know how you spend your time.
Yep.
Okay, what mineral is known to weaken Superman? All right, Stephen.
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite, that's correct. This mineral would, one would assume, comprise of krypton and oxygen, but as krypton is highly unreactive, it would be very unlikely to form a compound with oxygen. Due to Superman's popularity, kryptonite has become a byword for an extraordinary exploitable weakness, synonymous with Achilles' heel. There you go. Okay, the next set of questions relate to film and music that have elements in their names. Okay? Okay, so a Marvel comic hero whose alter ego is Tony Stark.
Iron Man.
Iron Man's correct. The 1999 animated film voiced by Jennifer Aniston and Harry Connick Jr. What was the name of the film? Nobody? The Iron Giant. Okay, the 2011 film starring Meryl Streep.
I Iron Lady.
Iron Lady. So we've had Iron Man and Iron Lady. And an Iron Giant too. An American cooking show featured in the Food Network.
Iron Chef.
Iron Chef is correct, and it's great to hear from you, Sue. Okay, in the 1960s there was a film starring Sean Connery. What was it? James Bond film. Yes.
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger's correct. Okay, movies and films. An alternative rock music, American alternative rock music band known...
I just got a Led Zeppelin.
That's incorrect. An American alternative rock music band known for hit single Animals. I'll give you a hint. The first name is actually a noble gas. You find it in lights.
Neon?
Yeah, what's the other part? You have no idea. Neon trees. Okay, the 2014 comedy series set in California. In a valley.
Well, it's going to be Silicon Valley.
That's correct, yes. Okay, Canadian pop rock band known for the single hit Photograph. Yes.
Nickelback.
Nickelback's correct. David Guetta's 2011 hit single co-written and performed by Sia. I am tired.
Titanium.
You have to sing it.
Okay, no.
Okay, that's correct. Who was the front man? Who was the front man of the band Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
That's correct. Frank Capra's 1944 film starring Cary Grant.
44, Cary Grant.
Also starred Old Lace, apparently.
Old Lace?
Forget it. Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh.
Okay, before Jim Carrey became famous in such films as The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and The Truman Show, he starred in a 1983 comedy set in a ski resort. Name the film. The second name is Mountain, the first name is an element. 3, 2... Yes?
Lead Mountain?
You're really high on lead, aren't you?
I am.
No, it's Copper Mountain. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Okay. The 2006 song by Evanescence that had the same title as the song by Nirvana in 1993. Yes.
Lithium?
That's correct. Also given to people to make them calm. What element was commonly used in poisonings in the Victorian era and used as a murder weapon in Agatha Christie's novels and shorts?
You go.
You're blessed in.
Arsenic?
Arsenic is correct. And from a bonus point, what was the name of one of Agatha Christie's books where arsenic was used? Anyone? No, it's all right. Murder is easy. While arsenic is often associated with Agatha Christie's books, only 2.8% of her characters were killed by metalloid. In Murder is Easy, this arsenic was administered to the victim in their tea. And the interesting thing is that once you have been poisoned with arsenic, if you cannot heal him and you cannot cure him, you have to bury him. Okay, two questions, two last simple questions. How many elements are there in the periodic table?
118.
118 is correct. And what is there for element 119? Yes?
Don't know him?
Don't know him. It's the element of surprise. Otherwise known as R. Okay, the final scores are 60 for the students, 16 for the students, and 11 for the teachers. So we have winners today, the students. Well done, students.
Thank you.
Okay, all of the students will be going home today. In fact, all of our contestants will be going home today with a copy of The Elements by Theo Gray. Can I get another round of applause for our contestants here today? I'm Russell Crawford. Thank you very much. Thank you to our studio audience who were also fantastic. Give yourself a round of applause. And when you're driving home today, just remember that statistics show that one man is knocked down every 15 minutes in this particular area, and he's getting sick of it. So thank you for joining us on It's Elemental Quiz Challenge, and goodbye. Thank you.